What's up, everyone? This is Tuzlo, aka Seabass, and today we're finally installing the Max Speeding Rods T7 Coilovers on the Honda Civic EG. I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to Macy over at Max Speeding Rods for sending me these coilovers out to test out on the Honda Civic EG. If you guys are interested in the product used in this video, there's going to be a coupon code in the description. Tuzlo10 gets you 10% off these coilovers on the Max Speeding Rods website. So let me know if you guys do get them, if you guys are interested, and yeah, let's go ahead and begin this video. So then I already set up the upper control arm. I already got the hardware mounted. So we're just gonna put it in. All right, we're just gonna leave it finger tight. And then once we have everything installed, then we'll ugga-dugga it. So now let's get our Max Speeding Rods coilover installed. But we have to take off the, ow, that hurt. But we have to take off, what you call this, a fork? We have to take off the fork and put it on the Max Speeding Rod coilover. So with the Max Speeding Rod coilover, we're gonna grab this one right here. This is the front one. And what we have to do, so I'm gonna leave them with the factory preload. And I'm gonna go ahead and just make sure, double check that this height matches the same with the one I already went ahead and installed. And so what we're gonna do next is we have to grab this right here, this collar, and we're gonna go ahead and put it basically right here because it's an adapter for EG suspension. Doesn't really matter which way this opening goes, just as long as it's there. And then we're gonna go ahead and remove the fork from our old coilover, basically a 14mm right there. Let's just zap it out with the gun real quick. And so there you have it. Got the fork installed. Let's go ahead and throw it in the vehicle. But before I do install the coilover, I'm gonna go ahead and just put in my axle. Makes it a little bit easier to install the coilover as well. Axle is installed. Let's throw on the coilover. Max Speeding Rods. Hopefully I don't damage anything. Actually, let's try and do it this way. Let's put it in here first. So we're gonna put it in there first. And then we're gonna make it pop out through the top right here. Let's see if I could do this with one hand. Boom, one hand sea bass. There you have it. Let's go ahead and put the nuts. So let me go ahead and I'll actually even back up a little bit. Looks great. So now with the coilover in there, let's go ahead and get our knuckle in place. Let me go ahead and take off this castle nut. Let's go ahead and get our knuckle on there. So let's put our castle nut down here. And yes, I did install new lower ball joints. So now let's go ahead and raise this up all the way over here. Knuckles in place. Let's go ahead and put our castle nut up here. We already got the castle nut down there. We got our bolt holding the fork. Let's go ahead and put the nut that holds the fork. So I'm gonna go ahead and zap this one in at the very least. But this one I'm gonna do it by hand just because I don't want to destroy the boot right here. Looks like it's already kind of, look at that. It's already pulling down. Why is that happening? Is that normal? I don't like that. Let's see how it looks once I already get it all torqued down and whatnot. But yeah, already having kind of meh reactions about that. But on the other hand, the Max Speeding coilover sits pretty well in there. Get our thumbnail right there maybe. All right, let's go ahead and zap those in. So there you have it. We're gonna go ahead and install our brake line right now in a bit as well. Let me go ahead and send the brake line through this hole that it originally went through. But I'm gonna do that off camera because it gets a little messy. Got the caliper installed, nothing too crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this all up. I'm probably gonna go to work with the car and I'm gonna get the rotors resurfaced because they were sitting out for 2-3 years. But the brake pads should be good still. But this is what I'm talking about, guys. Like, look at the brake line, the rubber section. You probably can't see it from here, but you can see it. It's shiny. The whole thing is shiny as hell. So what I'm thinking is the brake fluid is just seeping through it, just like how the clutch rubber line was. That clutch rubber line in the 2 years the car sat, all the brake fluid from the reservoir just seeped through the rubber hose. So I think that's what's going on here. My brake fluid did go down a bit, but I did top it off. So right now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and install the StopTech brake lines. I kid you guys not, when I say I'm gonna make a mess, I made a mess, like 10 out of 10. So I was able to get the brake line through here, but the problem was the alternator was in the way. So I had to kind of bend the brake line, kind of funky, but by the looks of it, I think it's fine. Yeah, it looks fine to me from here. So I'm not gonna worry too much about it. Probably right here, it looks like it might start rubbing. So what I did see, oh, there's already spider webs in here. Damn, Seabass, drive your car. So what I do see that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go on Amazon or eBay. They have the brake line, kind of like the separators or the ones that hold them together. I'm gonna buy them and probably put them right here because the ones I had for the vehicle, these are all broken. Like, they won't go back into place. So I don't want to reuse these. I want to get some new ones. So I got everything installed. Couple of things I'm gonna point out is I don't know over time when I'm driving, you know, when I move this left and right, I don't know how much like these are gonna shift, because you could already see like this thing's shifting already. So I don't know like if they're gonna eventually rub to the point where they just start ripping, but I don't know. I kind of want to like maybe get like a piece of rubber right here, or get one of those eBay the Harbor Freight brackets and kind of maybe put it right here as well, because the brake lines do not come with an extra attachment. But the Max Speeding Rods, the brake line attachment has it for both, which the original brake line does have. So you can see the original brake line has both brackets. Man, this thing is crusty as hell. I'm glad I'm replacing those brake lines. Those things are super old, but glad we got the StopTech. Doesn't have to be too fancy, but I think I got it situated here. We already tightened it up here with the 10 millimeter. I did manage to get some paint off the frame, but I think we should be fine. If anything, I'm just gonna get my brush and kind of just dab it a bit, just so it doesn't look too bad. But I mean, no one's gonna be in here looking anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But anyways, I don't want to make too much noise right now, so I'm gonna hit the impact right here in the morning. So it's a totally different day. We're gonna be installing the rear coilovers. So I already got the vehicle on jack stands for the front and rear. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the installation. So let me turn you around. So we're gonna take off the rear wheel. Get the wheel lock right here. Yeah, look at that. Pure butter. It says, that ain't no pain. You weak, it says. By the way, if any of you Honda guys can find me 2 of these, that would be great. Still looking for some. Oh my God. Look at all that cobwebs. Hey, it's a good thing I have camber arms, or camber, adjustable camber, so that way I don't have to buy them. Man, oh man, that's a lot of stuff right here. So, looks like we gotta take off that bolt. I think these are gonna be a little bit easier. You just gotta go inside, take out the two nuts, take out that bolt. That's a snail. That's a bolt. Put that over there. All right, let's get this Gabriel strut out with a H&R, or I-box spring, I should say. Damn, I gotta wash this car at the very least. Make it look presentable. But yeah, I'm gonna pressure wash it when I go to work. I'm actually really stoked about this. Now we have to buy them. So we gotta go on the inside of the hatch to get to the bolts or to the nuts. I think I got it hella dirty in here though. All right, so I made some space. We're gonna go ahead and zap those nuts out. I believe they look like 14mm nuts. You got one on the left, one on the right. Let's get those out. So I got the bottom 14mm bolt out, and it seems like I didn't have enough room to get this strut out, so I ended up removing the bolt for the camber link, or whatever you want to call it, and backed it off a little bit. And I'm gonna get should have enough room to drop this and get it out, but I'm gonna use both hands for this. Got the old one out. So how I got it out was basically I dropped this as much as I could with one hand, and then I was able to slide the post out this way and then drop the strut this way like that. So pretty easy. Let's go get the max speeding rod. So here's that beautiful max speeding rod. I don't know the height that this is going to be on the vehicle, so I'm just gonna go ahead and install it as is. And if I need to adjust it later on, I will, because I want to come back in here and clean up all this and install the StopTech steel braided line. So I could do that after I get the vehicle running 100%, because I'm still waiting on a lot of the power steering components from this company that I will introduce to you guys. But let's go ahead and throw in the max speeding rod. So I pretty much had to get the jack underneath so that I can raise the coilover into its area. So now that I did, let's go inside the cabinet and install the nuts. So we're gonna come in here, install the nuts. I'm probably gonna come back and readjust the coilover just to see how low this is gonna be. It's already kind of looking pretty low. I don't want it tuck. I want it to be, I guess, flush with the height of the arch. But I'm already kind of feeling a little iffy about it. So let me go ahead and put the tire on, or the wheel, kind of see how it looks. Not bad, not bad. I hope when I set it down, this little bit settles, and I will probably have the right height I would want, because I don't think I want to go any lower than like the top of the tire up against meeting with this arch line. So I'm cool with that. So yeah, so that's installing those max speeding rod coilovers. We're not done 100%. We're still waiting on the tie rod ends and the power steering lines. Once those are done, then this thing can go back on the ground and we can be able to go drive it around, see how the max speeding rods feel. So again, thank you, Macy, for sending out these coilovers to me to test out on my Honda Civic EG. And if any of you guys out there want to buy these coilovers, make sure to use the coupon code TUZLOW10. That's 2ZZLOW10. Gets you 10% off these coilovers. So next video, we're probably gonna be once the car's completely on its 4 tires and we could drive the vehicle, I'm gonna go ahead and play around with the settings for soft and hard and see where my comfort level is for the Honda Civic. We're gonna do a little bit of a testing. We're gonna daily drive it to work, to and from work. I got about a 30-minute commute. So then we're gonna do that, and possibly I might take the Honda Civic to Thunder Hill one of these days, and I'll give it another review on how it performs in the track. So make sure to subscribe, guys. There's a lot more content for the Honda Civic EG. And again, Macy, thank you for sending out these coilovers. See you guys.